The topics discussed and the information provided on this program is for general information. The hosts of this show are not medical professionals and are expressing their personal views and stories related to their individual lives. Their views are not intended to be used or taken as medical information. If you or a family member have suffered a traumatic brain injury, you should seek help from a practicing licensed physician.
We hope to help you. We want you to know that there's some life after the hurt.
Good evening. It's cold outside, isn't it? Well, it's not really here. I'm with Dave Lundquist again. I'm Matt Duffin. You are on The Brain Mechanics, a show, two people with traumatic brain injuries about traumatic brain injuries. And when I say people, that means their family, their friends that are still their people, still communicate, still have visitors, still come stop by and see them. A lot of times people don't. They quit. They quit coming. They don't visit. You literally got to drag us out of the house sometimes. We don't want to go. But we do, but we don't. Everybody can't wait for us to make up our mind. That's a huge problem. And you wouldn't think the holiday season and Christmas season would be a huge problem anywhere, right? As you buy your gifts. When you have physical, cognitive, and emotional and behavior issues from a brain deficit, a lot of things start pouring in. It's not necessarily happy, fun, good times. You know, it's memories and sad memories of people that are no longer there, of moments that you might remember, might not, of moments that you don't remember, of family coming in that you don't recognize their face. You don't care if you even recognize their face. There's nobody to help you through the instruction. You know, that's where you get a good brother, good sister, good friend. You know, to kind of remind you. Here comes Aunt Ruth. Yeah, she's a little bigger, but don't say nothing. You know, there's things you need to coach along, and it's just the way it is. There's a lot of frustration that comes out of it. Of course, you have your physical. And who knows what direction it might be going. You might not have any. Or you might have a bunch. It's not like you quit and just lay there and say, I'm waiting to die. No, man, get up. Say you're not waiting to die. Tell them, hey, you that don't understand me, I'm not wanting to die. I can really talk to you. Don't talk to me that way. I was so disappointed in my family and the way they attacked me in those regards. They didn't know what to do. They still don't. Like happens in many family relationships, they part ways. They don't have to deal with it. They're older now. Mom and dad's not there to make them do it. So yeah, the love gets lost. The season gets lost. The cards, they look nice. I don't know. Call for lights, nobody sees them. They're a little bright. Carol singing, that always made me feel good. I've been in nursing homes before during the holiday seasons. Carolers come by. Northeastern High School sent groups of kids that come through the nursing home I was in and sang, and just thrilled me to death. In fact, I don't know, probably on my Pacers Christmas tree, one of them, I think that gold cross, if you can see it, came from the Northeastern kids, and I cherish it. It's the little things. They just asked how I was doing, and they really meant it. Not like just going by and saying hi in the door and weekend this, that, and the other. Of course, then again, I had my room decorated up for Christmas because it was Christmas. Whether I was brain injured or not, my sisters or nobody did that for me. My aunts are long gone. I wanted it. I wanted Christmas. I wanted to show my daughters when they came over that my current little house was decorated. It made me not be so depressed. And there's lots of ways to fight it. Like I say, you have thinking skills, you have your emotional and behavioral skills. That's beyond thinking. There's a relationship quiz that's really quick to take. We'll give you 8 of them. While you're laying there thinking, do you want to improve the way other people see you? So your brother ain't talking to you, can you hear me? Do you want to be liked? That's not a worry to me. I don't care if I'm liked or not, man. I've been liked by a lot of people. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've had adventures, thanks to the United States Navy and 3 marriages. There's things in life you have to enjoy, and I want people to think of me as kind and caring. Everybody wants to be thought of as kind and caring. Normally, when you get in neighborhood or around schools or people that you're used to, you're going to argue and fight and baffle. But they don't mean it. So they say. Is that kind? Is that caring? Are you thinking past the moment? I rarely do. I want people to think I'm kind and caring, but I've been a hardcore brain injury advisor for the last 9 years. Probably the hardest core the world has seen. Maybe, I hope. Go Wayne County. But, it's it works. Do I make people cry? My gosh, I was in the military. I was a master at arms for a long time. People cry. That don't mean that's the end of the day. That just means they're getting the boo-hoo out of the way. Get it together and go on, and still, if you got to boo, you got to boo. You got to hoo. You still got work to do. You still got the job to complete. This dedication that comes with being a parent. I mean, it's like 80-some%. I don't know the recent figures because I've been out of the world for the last week, month, years. Family members just leave. They collect their little insurance debts and they go. It's crazy because they know somebody will take care of you. So if it's like South Africa, yeah, they would have come. They would have given my dad $150,000 for me. They would have bought me, put me down in by Johannesburg somewhere, and put me in a home. And these people could have been born mute. These people could have had brain injuries. These people could never have been a person before, but we're all living together. I can't learn anything else but what these people are learning. So I'm learning to wipe my butt every day, all day. I'm trying to grow here. Well, they don't do that in South Africa. Third world countries are horrid. Again, look at the history files of the Matt Duffin show on the radio. I had a couple of darlings from South Africa that was my correspondence for a few months. I've had them from Canada. I've had them from all over that's worked with me. South Africa. They don't cry. They try to get better. And if nobody will help them get better, they're doing it on their own. They don't want to smash beets to make wine for the old lady to sell, and you go back to washing your feet and ready to make more beets. You know? This lady was on their Olympic equestrian team, and a horse kicked her in the head, give her a traumatic brain injury. She lived with she was from a South African rich farmer, and all they entail. They just wanted her gone. We want to hear if she's okay, but she's already dead to us. You know, that's the way those countries think, and that's the way that this country thinks can go to hell, because that is not the way we need to be. People recover. You have to have patience. My God, my therapist, my people has always worked with me. They have the patience of Job. Dave has the patience of Job. Have I introduced you today? I'm just running at the mouth. I'm saying have Merry Christmas. I'll stop. Mr. Dave Lundquist is with me again, wishing us all a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Because we had a good summer together.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not dating or anything.
Memorable.
Marcia ain't that lucky. But, you know, we just hooked back up, and he got involved with American League Baseball, got involved with my team, seen how much that my coach and I and other people care about it, and just thought it was fascinating, Dave, didn't you?
Oh, not seen anything like it. Let me tell you a little bit about how I started this. I happened to be taking a walk around Baker Park. It's a mile walk, and so going around, and then I saw that
that's the park beside Chrysler High School.
Yeah, in Newcastle. I'm sorry, but I noticed there were playing on the fields there, and I bet that's the Miracle League, and Matt Duffin's involved in that. Let me go see if I can run him down. I hadn't seen him for a while, so I go over there, and I sign in as a buddy, which means I'm going to be with one of the players, and as they go around the bases or as they go in the field, I'll be walking with them to guide them and be a friend, be a buddy. Well, I watched the game, and I was just transfixed by it. And I did talk about this a little earlier, about all of the different things that I saw in that game that were so unusual. Cheering for the opponents, not keeping score, not keeping track of the outs. Everybody getting a chance to bat. And then...
I make everybody hit the ball too.
Oh yeah. The rules are you're supposed to get five swings. Okay. No, they're going to swing until they hit it, which oftentimes gives the pitcher a real difficult time. He's trying to hit the bat. All right.
Sometimes the pitcher gets a little frustrated with the lack of swing, but I keep throwing him the balls. I try to keep my ERA low all my life, and my ERA's out the window. Hit the ball. Run.
Yeah, Matt was in fine form Saturday. He had. He was pitching, and some of the people don't like these big yellow balls because they're soft and mushy, and you can't hit them very far. That's okay for a number of them because they can't hit it very far.
Yeah.
But the smaller hard pack ball, almost like a league, hard rubber, those are the ones you can smack. Well, Matt complains that the other team is pitching to him with the yellow ball, and he can't hit that as far as he can, the harder balls that he's hit over the fence and been known as some kind of home run king sometimes.
Well, yes, sir.
When I didn't know him.
Anyway.
There were. Then he started asking me, okay, after that first time, and I talked to him, about it, asked him a number of questions, talked to a couple other people about the league, and then I got to the point of, all right, I'd go back to the next game, in the next game, Matt asked me a great question. He said, "You see anything new? You see anything new?" I said, yeah, I did. Every game, I saw something new, something that, okay, competitive baseball is fun to watch. I'm going to die with the Cubs this year probably, but I want, it's so glad to see these kids involved in this stuff. And let me give you 2 quick examples of what, I saw for the first time the last week, all right? One of them was this Down syndrome girl. They were passing out trophies. Matt, where'd you put your trophy? Matt had his trophy up here before. Everybody gets one, which is nice. Which is nice, But they give them their pictures, which are nicely done by a photography company, and
just like baseball season for anybody.
Yeah. And then they get these trophies. And this one girl just about to accept her trophy, I'll never forget. She starts rubbing her hands and jumping up and down like this. She was so happy she was getting that trophy. Wow. If you have any kind of heart, compassion, be able to see something like this and think how neat that is. The other thing that I saw, and this one really almost made me cry, okay? There's one girl, I don't know her whole story. She's badly crippled. She's locked up in a wheelchair all the time. She has to hit the ball off the tee with a real soft bat, and she can only move to one arm to do it. Most of the time, she's in the wheelchair and she's expressionless. Well, about that time, as she's sitting there and everybody's, milling around, it was the end of all the games and they were eating up the last remnants of the cookout they had. And so I'm watching this girl, that, man, I haven't seen her say anything. I haven't seen her change expression. The only part I've seen move on her is her left arm. When she was hitting it, she's confined. And then turned out that Matt's grandson was kind of being passed around. And I'll never forget, hear this face that had been so staged, so not stoic, but just, it seemed unemotional. It sees the little baby and smiles and smiles. That was worth going to the game for, to tell you the truth. To see someone that handicapped, that, which all goes back to birth, I'm assuming, but as Matt's told me, when he looks at some of the other kids and their problems, he said, it's just like a chromosome or a gene difference could have made me like them, or, quarter inch here or there, and I could have been the one like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I like to think that it raises some empathy, some sympathy.
It's
sympathy
the work
is
and the effort to
down.
take care and help these people along the way. These people are me, our people.
Yes.
To help. I'm grown. I hit my head when I was 48 years old. I was fairly intelligent. I'd done accomplished things. I had my families. But I'm with people that are younger, and I see this happen. And they're not thinking, well, my life's over. It's over. No, they're thinking, I'm playing ball today. My life might be over. I might be living in a home for a week, but I ain't thinking about that right now. I'm playing ball. Where's my glove? Matt, I'll run out to the fence with you. It was my friend Tony Roach, God love him, showed up our last games of the season. He asked me if I was still running to the fence and back because he wanted to take pictures. He's a photographer. He comes to take pictures all the time. I said, no, you'll have to replay the one film you have from last year of me running to the fence and back. I've just learned how to walk again in the last year, and I went to therapy, and they're great people. They've maybe recovered, but in that kind of physical therapy, they said, Matt, what are we going to tell you? We've been doing this for 6-8 years now. It's the same stuff. You need to get out and do it. And I do. It's kind of easier to do in a therapy setting, I guess, because you're with people.
Someone's making you do it.
Or suggesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And for me, there's beautiful women around the whole joint. So, yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Everybody who waits on you in the hospital, all the nurses, they're all younger than you. Okay.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Dave, I've spent so much time. I mean, I've spent Christmases in hospitals. I had one doctor that released me Christmas Eve. I don't think he wanted to work all weekend either, but
Right. Yeah.
you know, they had me under lock and key and laying there for 5-7 days watching my seizures, and I couldn't move, and got up once a day. Nurse got me up, yada, 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 yada. It's a long process in studying some of the brain issues that you have and seizures that come with it. Because you falls down, you start banging your head. That hardwood floors, beautiful hardwood floors in my house that my father had built, my Uncle Dick Falls. And I mean, it's hard. 60 years later, it's hard. It's knocked me out, I think, 5 different times, but my floors put me in the hospital itself. They put me in a nursing home after that twice. They let me come back home eventually. We've had those shows, people on this show too, on brain mechanics, and there's a lot of work and a lot of effort once you die and coming back and living again. Is somebody going to grow you up for 48 years? No. No, they're not. They're going to say they're going to look good doing it. They're going to be around where doctors can be talking and they can hear, and they want to pass off information, and they want to be able to tell somebody. Well, that's not a helping member. That's just somebody wanting to know. There came a point in my recovery that my dad and I decided to eliminate those people from my visitation. Did it hurt? Yes and no. My life started getting better right away. I wasn't worried. I wasn't depressed. I did, the things that come with it that you need to understand. I wish others would ask me out more often when they get together. Do I really want to be at somebody's get together? You got to figure out a way out of there. Somebody's going to get you out of a get together. Those get depression and sometimes humiliating at Christmas time. And your mom don't want somebody seeing that, or your dad didn't want to. Well, he's got a brain injury. No. My son is a survivor. My son beat death over and over again. My dad used to tell people 11 times. He was in his late 80s. He watched me die 11 times in a week. I had to take care of him. I didn't have time to be dying. There's strength in there. Not, Matt, can you hear me? Calm down. It's pretty funny. Sometimes you'll be laying there in your coma and you'll be coming out of it. You're looking at people and you think you're communicating. And everybody's all happy because you've muttered, blah, blah, blah. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying what happens. And they're all smile and this and like, at last, after weeks, somebody heard and understood what I say. Where are you going? Hey, come back. Hey, come back. People don't understand the definition of death and life after death. It can happen through cancer. It can happen in a car wreck. It can happen in several different locations in blood of your body. We're human beings. We're blood work. I want to feel valuable and accepted. I don't care if you think I ain't or not. I'll go to the next person. I want to feel valuable and accepted. And I got to learn from the mistakes that I made. If I'm trying to make myself feel valuable to you and I'm not doing it, I want to know why I didn't. so I can correct that the next time around. A lot of times your little caregiver from the hospital, whatever relationship it is, they don't have time for that. They got their own life going on. And they're trying hard. They're busting. They're throwing everything into it. But they don't understand. They don't know. Or they'll sit you in a corner. Now, I'll sit in the corner and stare anywhere, even in a casino. Them noises don't bother me as much because I like watching people. You know, you have to feel good to be accepted for who you are. And for who you are, you have to bring it about yourself on who you are. You know? God's got all kinds of commandments, and they want to cut them down to 10. I don't know what happened to the 600 and some. Anyway, he wants you to get along with people. He wants you to like his society. He wants you to contribute to his society. He didn't just wipe away the leopards. Anyway, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, almost a good night. It's been a good year. It's been a bad year.
It's life.
Very much so. Next year is a new year. I don't believe in making resolutions and this, that, and the other because people don't stick to them.
I have one.
What's that?
I have it every year, to be a better person.
And is that ladder going upward?
Yeah, every year.
See, those are self goals. I mean, they're self-centered goals.
It affects my whole atmosphere around me of the people that I delight.
Well, we'll be back in 2020. Seems like it's going to be an exciting year in America. I guarantee you, as long as I live, it'll be an exciting year for me. Thanks for watching The Brain Mechanics. Visit our website. I'm going to get all this. My goal is 2020. I'm going to see if I can get me some help from somewhere. Maybe the university has some kids who can pitch in.
The topics discussed and the information provided on this program is for general information. The hosts of this show are not medical professionals and are expressing their personal views and stories related to their individual lives. Their views are not intended to be used or taken as medical information. If you or a family member have suffered a traumatic brain injury, you should seek help from a practicing licensed physician.